So where'd you get that shirt? Was it a circus?
No, I followed the guy 6 blocks with it.
Yeah. Grampy was an amazing guy. Grampy was everybody's best friend when he needed one. Grampy was always there for me. There were times in life that I've had tragedy happen to me, and Grampy showed up. When I was a kid, I had something tragic happen to me. I had to go to court and testify. Grampy was there. Grampy would show up to birthday parties. In Las Vegas, he would come into town. When I was being a difficult person to love, Grampy loved me. Grampy was a smartass. He was a funny guy. Many of you probably don't know this relationship I had with him. Me and Grampy, we showed love to each other by insulting each other. We would always have like a battle of wits who could come up with a better comeback. When I was like 6 years old, he looked at me and said, "You'd be a good-looking kid if it wasn't for your face." Ever since I was like 5 or 6, we would insult each other. I'd say, "Yeah, you'd be a funny guy if it wasn't for your personality." I would come visit him in his house. He would say things like, "Yeah, make sure you call ahead of time before you come visit, because I might be dancing naked in front of the window." That's how Grampy was. He came into town to visit my parents, and I was over there, and I had a girlfriend come over, and she was going to take me to her parents' house to meet them. And he grabs my arm, and he says, "Listen, you walk into their house backwards, so when they kick you out, you'll be heading the right direction." Like, that was a Grampy line. He was a fun guy to be with. When I was in a car accident when I was 4 years old, I was in a coma. Grampy was there, bearing gifts. He brought me a gun and handcuffs. Grampy was a legend. I used to walk with girlfriends or something on the sidewalk, and she would be on the outer part of the sidewalk where traffic is whizzing by. He'd grab my arm firmly and say, "Hey, listen." He goes, "You put your wife on the inside of the sidewalk." When I was younger, somebody said, "Hey, is your wife for sale?" So it really kind of stuck with me. I always put my girl on the inside of a road. But Grampy, he was a gentleman. The legend Grampy left behind was epic. I probably stayed at his house for a week at least, every summer. He would take me metal detecting. He had a metal detector, and I thought I was going to find pirate treasure or something like that. He showed me coins and watches he found in the sand. I thought that was so cool. When you're a little kid, that's like really adventurous. Grampy always took me to do stuff. It was so much fun. I loved staying at his house. We'd shoot his BB gun in the backyard. Me and Grampy always used to talk trash, you know. It was epic. I mean, we would never stop. I mean, like, and that's how we showed love. And when he started losing his mind, he started forgetting that there's a time and a place for everything. We were at Boston Market, and he looks at me and he says, in front of my little niece and nephew, they were little kids, he said, yeah, people didn't know how to respond to you when you had that sex change." It's like, Grampy met you where you were at in life. He had a heart of gold. He was so fun. He was nice to everybody. I think a part of me somehow learned from him to never back down from a conflict if what you believe in is the right thing. Me and Grampy would always play around. If you invited him over dinner, he said, "We'll be there." He was always on time, and he was always there. And Grampy was feisty and funny. Grampy always used to do this little head nod. And he would say something, even if it was smart, sarcastic, or funny. He would do this head nod like it's a matter of fact. Like, he was not only my Grampy, he was a best friend when you needed one. And that's an epic grandfather. Life is hard, man. Sometimes life comes and smacks you in the face. And Grampy understood hardship because, you know, he lived hard at times in his life, but he always pulled through with positive attitudes, a positive way of thinking. He always pulled through, and he was a great example of what strength is. Showing up when your family is in need. Sticking to your word like he did, that's heroic. It's pretty amazing. I could sit here for days and talk about how much fun I had growing up with him. A lot of things my mom taught me, he was the foundation of. He's a man of his word. I'll always miss trash talking with him. People were always blown away at how we talked to each other. It was really funny. I'll never have that kind of relationship with anybody again. And I know he didn't either. I had a special bond with him. He was a special soul. Nobody rocked a fedora like he did. It's so funny. That guy would never leave the house without a hat. And he'd take it off when he'd enter somebody's house. That's old school gentleman stuff. Grampy, I love you so much. Thank you. I can't believe such a beautiful person is gone.
In a way they were the better days, but now I am the proudest monk.